Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we have some absolutely massive news coming out of the LCS that we are going to be talking about. There is actually a ton of moving parts in this story. In the end, it revolves around FlyQuest and Golden Guardians, which normally, if this was like some big teams, if this was some big names, if this was some big stories, I would probably break this up into multiple videos, get as much clickbait out of it as I can, get as many views and all that stuff. But again, FlyQuest, Golden Guardians, these are not teams and players that do particularly well on YouTube or that a ton of people really care about. So this is actually just going to be one jam-packed video where we talk about all the different stories going on. So hopefully this is enough to get you guys excited, to get you guys hyped up. I would appreciate it a ton if you guys did drop a like on this video. Again, I'm not sure how well this video is going to do. Everyone is talking about this on Reddit. Everyone is talking about this on Twitter right now. So I think this should hopefully be exciting. But I know historically, when I've talked about some of the bottom teams in the LCS, the videos have not always done particularly crazy. So each like helps out a ton. Subscribe, sip, did, on my latest content. Again, we're on that road to 10K. I'm hearing more and more people talking about it in the comments and everything. It's getting me so hyped up. I'm pushing for it so hard, and I do definitely hope it happens in 2021. With that being said, here we go. So this all started off with this tweet from FlyQuest, who said, "Today, we are announcing two major changes to our LCS and Academy rosters. As of today, Licorice has been transferred to Golden Guardians. This was a mutual decision by all three parties. We wish Eric the best of luck and hope he finds success. And in his place, they've promoted Kumo to be their new LCS top laner." Pretty crazy move. Absolutely insane. Think back to the offseason where FlyQuest was building this whole roster. FlyQuest had a ton of new, young, exciting players. Jose Diodo, Palafox, Diamond, Johnson, that they were all building around, with Licorice being that kind of veteran guy in the top lane that was going to teach all these youngsters how to play, how to win, and they were going to make this crazy good team. And coming into the season, people had FlyQuest as the 5th best team, the 4th best team. I had some people saying FlyQuest was going to be the 3rd best team and maybe even qualify for Worlds. And obviously none of that happened. Diamond ended up being pretty much absolutely terrible in the LCS. Jose Diodo has really not been great. Palafox and Johnson have even not looked as good as people kind of expected them to be. And Licorice has been a massive disappointment. So now, a little bit more than a split into this experiment, FlyQuest is deciding to blow it all up. They're deciding to move on from Licorice, and he has found his home in Golden Guardians, which I think is kind of funny because dating back to this offseason, the two teams with the highest bids who were really going after Licorice hard were FlyQuest and Golden Guardians. And now in the end, they both get him. We kind of get the best of both worlds. And, for Licorice, kind of interesting. He's going from FlyQuest to Golden Guardians. I don't know which team I'd rather be on at this point. They both kind of look like dumpster fires. They both seem like absolute messes. But, FlyQuest doesn't want you and Golden Guardians does. And I guess Golden Guardians is a better situation at the end of the day. But, yeah, I don't know. Going from kind of bad to bad. I don't know if it's worse or maybe marginally better. Who knows? But that's what's going on. Additionally, they did say, another crazy part of this whole thing, that they will be fielding their entire Academy roster for Week 6 of the 2021 LCS Summer Split. Our Academy roster is in excellent form, and we believe they've earned the right to play on stage. As a result, our LCS roster will be competing in Academy, giving them more time to improve and work their way back to the LCS stage, so please join us in cheering them on. So for Week 6, we have Kumo, NXI, Triple, Tomo, and Diamond starting, with Como, Jose Diodo, Palafox, Johnson, and Dreams in Academy. Now, it doesn't sound like this is permanent. It sounds like this is just kind of a part-time thing. They even call them the Academy team when they're talking about them playing this weekend. They're not saying that these players are just promoted. They're just saying that they're playing for the weekend. I don't know, kind of a weird move, kind of interesting. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how all these guys look. Again, FlyQuest has been really disappointing. All their players have been really disappointing. So to me, yeah, if they got benched, if they're sitting out a weekend, whatever, it doesn't really matter too much. It's the LCS regular season for a bottom tier team. I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't have that strong of an opinion either way. I don't really care what they do. I don't think there's too good or bad of a decision that you can make, whatever. Kumo, we've seen in the LCS before. We know that he can be decent. We know that he can be even good at times. Hopefully he can be more consistently good. But I think it's going to be really, really tough because the whole FlyQuest team is just not on the same page. They're all not playing well together. We'll see how this goes. Then, on the Golden Guardian side of things, they did tweet out as well, join us in welcoming the newest addition to Golden Guardians, Licorice, which I did think was pretty crazy, and I thought was really, really surprising, because again, just an offseason ago, even though Licorice looked really, really bad in the summer of 2020, he still was coming off a very, very good season. Overall, really, really good year. Yes, Cloud9 came up short. They didn't make it to Worlds, but he was on that spring team where they won a championship, and they were talking about it maybe being the best North American team of all time, and Licorice being a huge part of that. He was an absolute carry top laner and one of the best native talents and players at the time. And man, he's had such a fall from grace so fast. But not only have they acquired him, they've also extended his contract through 2023. So Licorice is interested in Golden Guardians for the long term. He got his contract for next year. He's got his contract for the year after that. So that's a pretty big deal. That shows that Licorice might or must kind of want to be there and must kind of be excited about the opportunity, but also Golden Guardians, is willing to take him on for the long term as well. I think this is a good change of scenes for Licorice because, again, we know he can be great. We know he can be very, very good. We've seen him be really an MVP caliber player in the LCS. So I think it's a good risk by Golden Guardians. They're kind of buying low on him right now. I think it's a great pickup. I think it's a great move. If he sucks, so what? You're Golden Guardians. You already suck. If he ends up being really, really good, then you just got an MVP caliber player for the low. I think this is an awesome move. Also, they said, as for Solo, we'd first and foremost like to thank him for his time and contributions to our LCS roster. He will remain on salary and eligible as a substitute through November unless he elects to join another team. So Solo just gets to chill there, cash out, collect a check. That's a good deal for him. It does suck to see him, getting bounced from a team again. It's also kind of funny that Licorice replaced Solo on FlyQuest. Now Licorice is replacing Solo on Golden Guardians. But Solo did look pretty solid in his time in the LCS, especially playing for a bottom tier team. Maybe another opportunity will arise for him, maybe not, but either way, he's one of the oldest, if not the oldest players in the LCS. It is kind of difficult for these younger teams to kind of build around him. Golden Guardians has kind of their veteran voice now in Licorice, so they don't really need Solo there, obviously, and they're both top laners, so that's not going to work out. If they do think Licorice is the guy in the long term, we'll see how that goes. But the League of Legends community did respond to this, and Doublelift did respond very, very vocally. He said, plus Licorice minus Solo, ha 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 ha, dog shit org. Obviously, he feels very, very strongly about this. I know there's been a little bit of beef between Golden Guardians and TSM in the past, and obviously, Doublelift has been very vocal and critical of Licorice's play this split. And I get it, Licorice has not looked good, but man, I think Jose Dioto's been really disappointing. I think FlyQuest as a whole has been very, very disappointing. And yes, Solo has been decent. He definitely made Golden Guardians better, but again, think of the very, very best Solo has ever been. Licorice has been way better than that. So if you're looking at max potential, if you think your coaching staff can coach somebody up and really unlock them and unleash them, I think Licorice makes sense as like the higher risk, higher reward play because, Solo isn't going to be a guy you're going to build super far into the future with. And he's also a guy that just doesn't have the ceiling as some of these other players out there. His floor is very high. He is very consistent, usually pretty solid, but I don't really fault Golden Guardians for moving on from him. He was just kind of a short-term situation. They're trying to build up Niles for the future. Now, apparently, they're trying to build up Licorice. So I get what Doublelift is saying, but I definitely just disagree here. As far as Solo, again, like I said, guys, there's a ton of stuff going on in this story. We're bouncing around quick. Solo did say that moving forward, he loves this game and he loves his scene. He still has a passion to improve and compete, and he will always move forward to show his value as a player. So he is still interested in competing. He's not retiring, nothing like that. He's obviously, he was surprised by this, a little bit blindsided and everything, but he is excited. But that's what happened in the LCS world today. FlyQuest getting rid of Licorice, Golden Guardians picking him up, FlyQuest benching their entire team, Kumo going to the LCS, all of this craziness. And there it was, me recapping it all for you guys. So definitely drop a like if you guys did enjoy this video. I'd appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about this move? Do you think this was a good decision from FlyQuest, good decision from Golden Guardians, bad decision by everybody? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.